cheering and we're jumping in the seats where they go to meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball from the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell, give 'em a hand, and let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are ready inside the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down. Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and I am rolling Payoff pitch. Mets 1979 replay. Craig Swan on the mound, facing the Philadelphia Phillies. Mike Schmidt, Greg Luzinski, and Bob Boone coming up in the top of the fourth inning. We are at Shea Stadium, beautiful downtown Shea Stadium, Flushing, Queens. And we are in the fourth inning. It's 1-0 Phils, and Craig Swan's going to face Mike Schmidt. Schmidt is 0 for 1. He struck out. Fast action cards in play. In play 45 against a righty, and that's a ground ball to third. Elliot Maddox is playing third and fires to first and gets Schmidt one away. Again, in play 54 to Greg Luzinski. 54, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field. And that's Dan Norman in right field. He's under it, makes the catch, 2 down. And it's an 8. That's tough, a tough 49. And that's a fly ball again to right center this time. Dan Norman takes it, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Craig Swan. Randy Lurch is pitching for the Philadelphia Phillies. We were playing payoff pitch baseball using the fast action cards. That's 7 in play to Lee Mazzilli. An in play 60 versus a lefty. And that's a fly ball to right field. On a line, but McBride puts it away. 1 down, 6. That's in play to John Stearns. And that's going to be a fly to right field again. Wow, it's 4 flies to right in a row. Oh, let's go back. And it's Joe Youngblood. He's 0 for 1. He struck out. 11 this time. That's defense. Defense 80, so that's going to be a comebacker. Well, no, excuse me. It's a dribbler, and out is Bob Boone, fires to first and gets Youngblood. So it's going to be 2-3. Now, these fast action cards actually give you a lot of different results. So, I highly recommend anybody playing this game use the fast action cards because it bypasses all the charts. As you've noticed, haven't looked at a chart, and I don't expect to look at a chart unless we got like a rare play or something to that effect. So Craig Swan again for the Mets in the top of the 5th. It's 1-0 Phils. And the Mets have 2 hits. The Phils have 3 hits. Gary Maddox, he's 0 for 1. Right-handed batter. Batted .294 versus righties. That's an 8. That's going to be a tough pitch, 75. And that's a fly ball to center this time. Lee Mazzilli in his sights and puts it away. In play to Larry Boa, in play 90. And that's a fly ball to left. Joel Youngblood, 2 down. And the pitcher spot, Randy Lurch, is a 8.
an 8 pitcher hitting card. That's tough. A tough 63. And that's going to be a ground ball second base. Doug Flynn to his right. Fires to first and gets Lurch. 4-3. 3 up, 3 down. So we are caught up in a pitcher's duel. Alex Trevino. Oh, no. It was Dan Norman. But Dan Norman batted. It was Sturm Youngblood made the last out. Dan Norman. That's a 5. That's Patient off Lurch. Oh, 0-0. That's going to take us to the bases empty rare play chart. And that's a 10. That's going to be catcher hit by a foul ball. Check for injury. I don't play injuries. So I'm just going to ignore it. 4, Patient 53. Holy smokes. And that's going to be line base hit for Norman. Now, Norman against lefties batted .390. So Norman singles to right. I'm sorry, to left, excuse me. Luzinski plays it on a hop. And Alex Trevino, let me see. Who comes up after Alex Trevino? Doug Flynn and Craig Swan. So we're going to, you know what? Now, 8. That's tough. A tough 88. And that's a ground ball to short. It's going to be 9 DP, 8 DP, so 8 or less. And then we rolled a 5. So that's going to be a, what did we say it was? 88 was a 6-4-3 double play. I was considering doing a hit and run to avoid that. But then I thought better of it. Decided to save it because I don't want to overuse the hit by pitch. I'm sorry, the hit and run. So Doug Flynn now with 2 outs. That's it. In play 25. In play 25, and that's line base hit to left. Greg Luzinski cuts it off, gets it into Boa. Flynn is on first. Flynn is not much of a base stealer, so he's going to play it safe. Craig Swan, 3 in play again. Swan is a 3-pitcher hitting card. What is that? In play. And it was a 21. That's going to be an out. It's going to be popped up to the right side. Pete Rose makes the catch in the infield. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the 6th inning now. When we get to the 7th, we're going to reshuffle. Craig Swan pitched to Pete Rose. Rose is 2 for 2. That's a 5. That's in play 0-0. Another chart, and that's a 4 this time. Hit by pitch. So Pete Rose gets plunked. Stares down. Swan, not happy about that. Manny Trio. Now, Manny Trio is a not really kind of a bunter, is he? He's an A bunter. So we're going to bunt with Trio. And that's a sacrifice hit back to the pitcher. Swan goes to Flynn covering first. And that moves Pete Rose to second. Sacrifice bunt. 1-4. So Trio with a successful sacrifice bunt, and that brings up Bake McBride. Shaken Bake McBride. Lefty batter versus righties batted .263. It's a 4 in play 78. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Hit right on the screws, but right at Mazzilli. And I just realized that I got like 5% on this on my, it's a 9 I think 8-inch iPad. And it's Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt with 2 outs. Pete Rose is on second base. It's a 10 patient, a patient 97. And that's going to be a high fly to left field. Back goes Taveras. Maddox is back. Youngblood is coming in. Youngblood calls them all off, makes the catch, and that retires the side. So the Phils strand Rose at second base. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Lurch goes 7, and Swan goes 8. So Lurch will be, neither of them are going to be fatigued because they're in a very, very low-scoring game. So Frankie Taveras is leading it off. He's a right-handed batter. Batted about 260 on the season in 1979. That's a 9. That's a ballpark 87. That's going to take us to in play 1 to 27, and that's a 16. That's line base hit center field. Maddox plays it on a hop. So Taveras, the speedster, he's on it at first. Now, he has a tendency to get. I mean, he's been caught stealing 20 times in 60 attempts. So, and Bob Boone has a heck of an arm, so we've been playing safe with that. But there's always the possibility that that one hit and run opportunity that I was saving, I may use that right now to stay out of the double play and get the tying run to second base. So let's see what happens here. Elliot Maddox is the batter, right-handed batter. Pretty much a contact hitter, relatively speaking. All right, so here goes. There goes the runner. The pitch from Lurch to Maddox. And let's see. So it's 4. It's patient. A patient 47. Patient 47 is going to be a single. And that's going to send Taveras to third. So ground ball and up the middle and into center field. Taveras, moving on the pitch, hustles over to third, and we got first and third now with nobody out. Lee Mazzilli up. And we're going to quickly look and see who the Phils were using back then. 1979 Mets. Let's see who the Phils were using to. You know what? Joe Sambito. I look up a lot of different things. That's for sure. Here it is. Okay. We're going all the way to September. This is a game played on September 12th, I believe. September 12th. What is that all about? Wait a second. Oh, no. All right. 1979 Mets schedule. And we're going to see real quick here who exactly. And I know that Raleigh Eastwick is somebody who they were using. I can remember this off the top. Ron Reed, I'm not sure if he's still around because of maybe perhaps an injury. Don't know anybody else who's definitely around. I don't want to use somebody who's injured. I know McGraw, I saw him play. Ruthven, Bird, Larson, I don't know. Okay, I think I got it here. Oh, no, I'm still waiting for it. For some reason, it's not. All right. So nothing's happening. Let's try it again. 1979 Mets schedule. There we go. That was quicker. All right, we got to go to September 12th, 13. All right, Phils. 3-game set with the Phils in New York. And the Phils were using, who were they using as pitchers? In this game, they just Lurch went the whole game. So let's see what happens here. Lee Mazzilli. We're going to bring the infield in since it's the bottom of the 6th. I guess I could do that for the Phils. So let's do that for the Phils. Infield in, Lee Mazzilli, the batter. The pitch from Randy Lurch. Mazzilli batting from the right side. Lurch is a lefty. Let's write that in. I don't think I have him down as a lefty. Oh, and he also bats lefty too. All right. So Lee Mazzilli's should be. He doesn't switch around when you switch the pitcher for some reason. I don't know why that happens. But let me undo and then let me redo and see if now. Okay. So that's going to be an 8. That's a tough 36. Tough 36 is versus a lefty. Tough 36 is going to be a ball that's driven into the gap. And Maddox will kind of, let's see what the fast action card says on a double. Runners advance 2 bases, question mark. So the game is tied. Tavares scores easily. And I'd like to, and it's a left field. Luzinski's out there. Let's see what kind of an arm Luzinski's has. Luzinski has a 7 arm, and Maddox running is a 7 runner. So basically 6 or less, and 8 or more, he's out. 6 or less, he's safe. If it's a 7, then I got to look on another chart. So let's see what's going to happen here. We're going to pull a card, and it's an 8, so he is out at the plate. The game is tied on the RBI double by Mazzilli, and Maddox is thrown out, tagged out at home, 7-2. And Mazzilli's on at second base. John Stearns, 1 out. Okay, here goes. 4, Patient 82. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. So Boa looks at Mazzilli back to second base, fires the first, 6-3. 2 outs now. And next is Joe Youngblood. Here's the pitch from Lurch. 12, Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse, 1-33 is a home run, and that's a 43, and that's going to be line base hit. Mazzilli's going to score. The Mets take the lead, 3-2. Thanks to Joel Youngblood. Comes up huge. 2-out single by Joel Youngblood, and it's Dan Norman now. Dan Norman, and we're still looking to see what other pitchers the Phils were using at this time. So let's get the next day, see who they used. Just not using a lot of pitchers. Oh, Randy Lurch was what the heck? Okay, McGraw. Yeah, not a lot of pitchers. So McGraw and Eastwood basically is who they're using right now. So it's the bottom of the 6th. There's 2 outs. We're going to leave Lurch out there. Lurch's giving up only 2 runs, so he's still not fatigued. Dan Norman, who hits lefties very, very well, is going to face Lurch. 8. That's tough. A tough 89. Tough 89, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Boa to his left, throws on the run and gets Dan Norman, 6-3. But the Mets pick up 2 big runs, and they actually take the lead in this one, which is unusual for the Mets to have a lead, particularly against the Phils, who had a pretty good season, I believe, in 79. So Swan is still out there for the Mets, and he's facing Greg Luzinski, who's 0 for 2. That's 5. That's in play. In play 65, and that's going to be a grounder to second. Flynn, 4-3, 1 down. Using Ice Score, it's a free device. Wheelhouse for Bob Boone, and that's a 76. That's a deep drive center field. Mazzilli turns and runs to the track, makes a nice running catch at the track. Holy smokes. Hollywood Mazzilli. Showing off the leather. Gary Maddox, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. I forgot to shuffle them up. Let's do that. My shuffling skills from my croupier days are beyond belief. They're astonishing. All right, done. Maddox 11, patient 21. And that is ground ball up the middle and under Taveras' glove into center field for a single. Gary Maddox on at first. And he potentially could steal. We're going to pull a card. 8 does not. Larry Boa, the batter. 7, tough. A tough 17. And that's a strikeout. Boa down swinging. High cheese gets Boa. Swan blows it by him. And it's bottom of the 7th, 2-1 Mets. Randy Lurch still on the mound for the Phils. Here we go, 3 in play. In play 84. That's be a ground ball to short. Boa up with it, fires to first. Gets Trevino, 1 down. Doug Flynn, 12. Wheelhouse 11. Holy smokes. And that's laced into the gap. And around first and headed towards second, the throw from the outfield, and he is safe under the tag. So it's a 1-out double for Doug Flynn. And it's Craig Swan, 7 in play 85. That's a ground to the short. Boa looks Flynn back to second. Throws out Swan. And now it's Frank Taveras, who's 1 for 3. Here's a pitch from Lurch. You know what? Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna bring in Eastwick here. Raleigh Eastwick to face Taveras. Had enough with Lurch already. Raleigh Eastwick. And I believe, let's see something. Yeah, you know what? I think I believe that Lurch is up next. So we're not going to bring anybody in right now. There's 2 outs. And yeah, Lurch is up next. So then we're going to bring in a pinch hit, and then we'll bring up Eastwick. So we're not going to do that. Frank Taveras against Randy Lurch. 8. That's tough. A tough 85. And that's a grounder to short. 1 hopper. Boa throws out Taveras, and that retires the side. Go to the top of the 8th now. So Lurch is leading it off. So we're going to get a pinch hitter. Against Swan, it's going to be Greg Gross. Gross did a lot of pinch hitting in 79 for the Phils. It's a pretty good hitter versus righties, 357 to say the least. Pretty good. It was a conservative estimate. Past 357 versus righties and 157 at bats. He was type, from what I remember, he was like a pinch hitter extraordinaire. We are in the top of the 8th inning right now. Craig Swan versus Greg Gross, pinch hitter. So we're going to pop him in there real quick. There he is. All right, here goes. 5. I like to have this the other way. I like my pitcher on this side. In play 32. In play 32, and that's ground ball and through into left field. in the hole, and Greg Gross goes the opposite field and gets a hit. He does his job. He's on at first. And what kind of speed? Doesn't have very good speed. Doesn't have very good speed at all. So probably run for him with one of these Anderson characters. Let's see. We've got an Anderson character around here somewhere. Mike Anderson, no, he's a 4 as well. Yeah, so Pete Vukovich is a 5. I'm sorry, I keep on calling him Pete. Is John Vukovich. Lonnie Smith is an 8, so Lonnie Smith's going to run. All right, so Smith's in for Greg Gross, and he's a pinch runner, Smith. Lonnie Smith, where is he? Where is Lonnie Smith? There he is. All right, pinch runner. Let's see if he goes. 6 or less. It's a 4, so he's going to go. There he goes. And that's going to be safe. Lonnie Smith steals second base, so the tying run is on its second now. And Pete Rose is the batter. Holy smokes. Swan is sweating it out right now. He's got nobody out. The tying run at second. Pete Rose, Manny Trillo, and Big McBride. Here's the pitch 9. That's ballpark. 0-4. That's going to be wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 1-40 is going to be a hit, and that's a 61. Wow, he got really lucky. It's a ground ball, second base, and Lonnie Smith is going to take third. Flynn up with it, throws out Rose, but moving to third is Lonnie Smith. And Manny Trillo now. Mets are going to have to bring the infield in. Around the infield, it's Elliot Maddox, Frank Taveras, Doug Flynn, and John Stearns playing first base. Lonnie Smith is on at third base. That's the tying run. It's the top of the 8th. 2-1 Mets. They came back with 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Greg Swan is still out there. Here goes 4. That's in play. In play 67 with the infield in. In play 67 is a ground ball second base. Uh-oh. Where are my little charts that I usually have lying around? Here they are. Oh. Okay, I don't use the actual charts. I have them cut out. I couldn't understand the language. They cut them out. They sent me a personal PDF with the information. I just cut it out into strips. Bases are not loaded. All right, so it's a ground ball second base. We're going to have to roll. We're going to have to pull. It's an 11. That's a re-roll, all 4 dice, and refer to infield in, play at home chart. Now I go to chart. All right, infield in, play at home chart. This is for the tying run here in the top of the 8th. Infield in, play at home chart. I got to re-roll again. Here goes. It's a 9 this time. 2-9. Compare the 2D6 total to the runner's run rating. It's an 8. If equal to or less than the run rating, the runner is safe. Batter is safe at first, and other runner advances 1 base. Okay. So infield in, play at home. So the batter's going to be out basically because if equal to or less than the run rating is an 8. We roll a 9. So if it's less, the runner is safe. So basically the runner is out, and on a fielder's choice. So that's what it is. So it's a comebacker. Well, that's not a comebacker. It's a ground ball to second base. Sharply hits second base. Flynn up with it. Throws to the catcher, Trevino. Trevino with the tag, and he is out at the plate. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice. 4-2. Runner out at home on the force out. I'm going to call it a force out. It's not a force out. It's a tag play, but it's the best way to do it. So So the thing kind of moved forward. So Trio's on at first. There's 2 outs now. And a great defensive play by Doug Flynn, and it's Bake McBride. Here's the pitch to Bake McBride. That's a 9 again. That's a ballpark 12. Uh-oh. That's going to be wheelhouse. Wheelhouse for McBride. 1-43 is a hit. 1-19 is a home run. That's a 53. The Mets luck out again. And that's a hard hit ground ball to Maddox. Maddox up with it, fires to first, and that's out number 3. So, wow, Mets get out of that one. And they're still in the lead. Believe it or not. So it's going to be Eastwick coming in. Raleigh Eastwick, new pitcher. Against Elliot Maddox. All right, here goes. Elliot Maddox is 1 for 3 on the day. That's a 5. Ballpark 31. Ballpark 31 is he's a righty, so right-handed batter. It's 1-33, so it's going to be wheelhouse. So wheelhouse 1-8 is a home run. 1-40 is some sort of hit. We roll a 25, and that's lined base hit to left. Second hit of the game for Elliot Maddox, and he's on at first. Mets sure would like an insurance run here. Raleigh Eastwick on the mound facing Lee Mazzilli, batting from the left side this time. And we're going to, you know what? We're not just going to play it straight. 7 in play 79. In play 79, and that's going to be a fly ball, center field, high fly. Maddox takes a few steps back, and he's there. Hustling back to first is Maddox. Yeah, Maddox in center and Maddox at first. One is Elliott, one is Gary. John Stearns. Pitch to Stearns, 4, patient 49. And that's going to be ground ball and through into center field for a hit. And stopping at second base is Maddox, Elliot Maddox. So first and second, only 1 out. And it's Joe Youngblood. Here's the pitch to Youngblood. It's an 8. A tough 0-7. That's a strikeout. So Youngblood chases, and it's Dan Norman. And you know what? Dan Norman is our right fielder. We're gonna pinch hit with my favorite Mets player, who lasted all the way from basically the team's inception till late 70s. I think 1980 or I think 79 is his last year, I believe. Eddie Kranepool is coming into bat. He's a left-handed batter. He's going to bat for Dan Norman. Ed Kranepool, a Bronx native, playing with the Mets. And he's going to face Raleigh Eastwick. Runners first and second, 2 outs. That's an 8. That's tough. A tough 13. And that's a strikeout. So Big Eddie strikes out, and that retires a side. Eddie's going to go into right field. So Ed Kranepool is going to be in right field. And he's out there. Mike Schmidt is going to lead off the top of the 9th versus Craig Swan. We're not going to pull Swan here. We're not going to pull Swan. We could pull Swan and bring Reardon, but we're going to let Swan 10 complete games, and I don't think he's completed that many for me. I mean, I can tell you right now how many he's completed. Let's look real quick. And there's only probably has 2 or 3 starts left, and I'll tell you he hasn't completed that many games for me because I'm not a guy to let a lot. Let's see. So I don't have that data right here, right now. I would have to look it up in a different section, so I'm not going to do that. But I can tell you for sure that I don't abuse, pitchers' innings, really. I try to keep them right on. I try to look at the game and see. So Craig Swan is going to go the 9th here for us. It's a 2-1 game, so we really need him to up his game. Mike Schmidt, here's the pitch, 5, in play 56. And that's a fly ball, deep right field. Ed Kranepool back to the track, makes the catch. Ed Kranepool got a good jump on that, a good read on that ball. Greg Luzinski, the Bull, 6 in play, 0-3. And that's going to be driven down the line into the corner. And Youngblood up with it, Luzinski hustling around first into second base with a one-out stand-up double for Greg Luzinski. Now, we had a pinch runner for somebody earlier. Who did we run for? Oh, yeah, that was for Greg Gross, who pinch hit, so we're good. I do not know that I have anybody else that can run here. The good thing about when you play the online PC Action Baseball, it gives you like the actual roster for the day. So the guys that are there are the guys that are available. I don't totally know who's available here, but I will try to check real quick to get an idea. I wonder if they had Harrelson available. That would be nice to bring in Buddy Harrelson. I do know some guys that are available, but they're not very fast. So I want to avoid bringing those guys in. So previous game. Phil's previous game. Vukovic again. Oh, Del Unser. Let's see if Del Unser, what kind of speed Del Unser has. He's available to run. And I remember him being like an outfielder, so he may have a little bit of speed. Let's see. But this is not really about speed as much as it is about scoring runs. He's a 5 base runner. We want somebody who's a 6 or above. Let's go a game back. See if we can see a pinch hitter here, a pinch runner. Mike Anderson, they used him. Greg Gross is there. But Anderson, like I said, is not really very good. Not a very good runner in payoff pitch. Mike Anderson, they used him. Previous game again. Keith Moreland, a catcher. Oh, Bud Harrelson's there. All right. So we're going to bring in Bud Harrelson to run. He's got to be better than any of these other guys. Let's see what they put him down as here in this game, what they qualified him as. Bud Harrelson, oh, he's a 4. He's man, you know what? I'm just going to use the guy that they used in reality, or Greg Luzinski's a 4 as well. I'm going to bring in Mike Anderson. Mike Anderson is who's going to run because he's the guy they were using to run. But he's a 4. So I don't know what to tell you. All right, Anderson's in there. That took a long time for nothing because I replaced the 4 with a 4, but it's the way they played it. And one stolen base. Luzinski's got 3. Pinch runner. Mike Anderson right there. All right, so Anderson is on at first. Luzinski's out of the ball game. Bob Boone, the batter. So Mike Anderson is second base. That's a 6. That's in play 27. Bob Boone, in play 27. That's going to be a base hit. Holy smokes. And runner on second scores. They're waving home Mike Anderson. The throw to the plate, not in time. This ball game is tied. Wow, I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true. Knew it was too good to be true. Bob Boone comes up huge. So it was what? It was a 6, which is in play. Then it was a 27 against a righty, and that was a single. And then we checked in, and it says a single runner on second scores. So wow, that big Luzinski double with 1 out here in the top of the 9th cost Craig Swan dearly. Yikes. Now I'm looking at extra innings here, and this is going to be really confusing. All right, Craig Swan is still facing Maddox. You know what? Now I'm just going to throw all caution to the wind. I'm pulling Swan. That's it. And I got a Boone is on at first. Maddox a righty. Tom Houseman It's going to replace Tom Houseman is replacing Swan. He runs camps for youth baseball camps. All right, so Tom Houseman, Gary Maddox. Here's the pitch. 6. That's tough. A tough 56. Tough 56, and that's going to be a fly ball, high fly ball, right field. Ed Kranepool makes the catch for this out number 2. And Larry Bowa now, switch hitter, batting from the left side, 11, defense 80. So it's not going to have effect. It's a ground ball, and Flynn ranges for it and throws the first on one knee and gets Bowa by half a step. Great play by Flynn. And that retires the side, but not before the Phils tie up this game. Holy smokes. No way, Jose. Riley Eastwick's still in there. Riley Eastwick. Alex Trevino, the batter. 4. A patient 51. And that's going to be, right outside of his hit by pitch range. It's going to be a ground ball, pull down the line to Schmidt. And in left field, I got to put Mike Anderson in left field. There he is. Mike Anderson is out there. And Schmidt fires across the diamond and gets Trevino 5-3. 1 out. Next is Doug Flynn. 6. Tough. A tough, and now it's going to be rare play chart again. Rare play chart, base is empty. That's an 8. It says rain delay. Rain delay. So we're going to ignore that. Doug Flynn. 6 again, tough. A tough 25, and that's a strikeout. Flynn. Down looking. Finally, it's going to be hold on a second. Let's go back there. It's going to be Houseman. Tom Houseman. We're going to let Houseman bat. Yes, we are. Houseman's a 3. So we're going to let him back. I don't want to make a lot of changes. In play 76. And that's an easy out fly ball. Actually, that's popped up. Popped up to shortstop. Bowa makes the catch. And that retires the side. So 3 up, 3 down for Raleigh Eastwick. And Tom Houseman's still in there for the Mets. Going to face Lonnie Smith. I'm sorry, not Lonnie Smith, but that's the pitcher spot. The pitcher spot right now. And we already used a couple. You know what? We're going to bring in Del Unser. Del Unser is going to pinch hit. Del Unser for the pitcher. Right pinch hitter. All right, so Del Unser is batting left side versus to lead off the top of the 10th inning here at Shea Stadium. 1979 replay using payoff pitch. And we're going to shake these up or shuffle these up, if you will. So it's a 2-2 game. We're in the top of the 10th inning. Hey, Philip, how are you, brother? I tried to see your video on your apartment today. But it was all blurry, man. And I noticed that you removed 2 of them. And then the one you left was, man, if the 2 you removed were worse than the one you left, I understand why you removed them. But the one you left, it was hard to see. It was just a big blur. It looked like the flash was running circles in your apartment. It's good that you got a job. It's good that you got an apartment, and I'm happy for you, sir. So, all right. So let's get back to business here. It's 2-2. Phillies at New York Mets 1979. I'm in September of my replay. Stats are pretty close, and I'll talk about those stats somewhere down the line a little bit more. But they're pretty much within range. Some are doing a little bit better, some are doing a little bit worse. I may have misplayed and let the better pitchers go a little bit too long during the course of the season, so that would hurt. So you got to be careful. Like if it said 7 innings, it means that he's fatigued in the 7th, and I would let him go 7 and then make him fatigued in the 8th. And I think I would let him go like an extra inning by accident. So anyway, those things could have an effect overall over a whole course of the season. So Tom Hausman is actually going to face Del Unser. And I think Del Unser was an ex-Met. I think he played with the Mets at some point. But here goes. We're playing with the fast action cards. That's Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 53. And that's going to be line base hit to right. And Kranepool cuts it off, throws it in to Flynn. So Del Unser pinch hit single. He's on at first. He's going to run for himself. Pete Rose. We're gonna hit and run here. It's a 7. In play 42. In play 42 is a ground ball to third. So I know the rule. That's a 10. So that's going to be basically Del Unser moves up to second, and third baseman Maddox throws out Rose at first. So it's ground ball 5-3. Avoiding the double play is Del Unser. He's on at second now. And it's Manny Trio. Manny Trio bats from the right side versus righty Trio batted .261 in 1979. 7. That's in play 57, and that's going to be a fly ball to right. And Ed Kranepool, a few steps in, makes the catch, and back to second is Del Unser. Bake McBride now, he's a lefty, so I will bring in a lefty, Andy Hassler, to face him. So Hassler is in, and this is how quick it is. Hassler, just look for him click on him. There he is. All right, Andy Hassler now is going to face Bake McBride. Here's the pitch, 8. That's in play, 74 versus a lefty. That's a fly ball center field. Lee Mazzilli to his right. Pounds the glove, makes the catch, and that's all she wrote for the top of the 10th. We go to the bottom of the 10th here at Shea Stadium. And Riley Eastwick is out. It's going to be, you got to believe, Tug McGraw. Yes, sirree. Tug McGraw is back at Shea Stadium in 1979. The hero of the 1973 World, well, one of the heroes. Although, I mean, it's hard to say that he was the hero of the 1973 World Series since the Mets lost that World Series to the Oakland A's in 7 games, I believe. Double check that. Tug McGraw, left-hander, 65 games, 16 saves, 5.16 ERA against Frank Taveras. See what happens. See if the Mets can pull one out for me. Tough 47. He's a lefty, and that's going to be ground ball through the middle and into center field. So Frankie Taveras is on at first. And we're going to see if he goes 11. He does not go. Ed Kranepool. I don't know why Kranepool's there. Shouldn't be there. That's fine. Let's put him in his spot. Ed Kranepool after Youngblood. Okay. Elliot Maddox. 1 out. No outs, excuse me. Runner on first. Frank Taveras. So do we bunt? He's a B bunter. Let's bunt him over. Let's do that. But then we have a 5 ERA pitcher, 83 hits in 83 innings. You know what? We're just going to let him bat. Let's make sure we don't hit into a double play. That's a 7. That's in play. 48. In play 48. Oh, it's a ground ball third base. This may be a double play. 8 and a 6, and we rolled a 6, so we got lucky there. Oh wait, even. Oh yeah, it is a double play. It's a 5-4-3 double play. Exactly what we didn't want. 5-4-3 double play. Smokes, holy smokes! Not what we wanted. Lee Mazzilli. 6 again. Tough 79. And that's a fly ball center field. Gary Maddox on the run, runs it down. So the Mets, after getting the leadoff runner on, did not bunt, and Elliot Maddox hit it hard, but right at the third baseman, Schmidt, who went to second, back to first for a double play. And then it was the Mazzilli who flied out to center. So it's Mike Schmidt leading it off here against Andy Hassler. 4, Patient 49. It's base on balls. Mike Anderson. 7, tough. A tough 78. Tough 78 is a fly ball center field. Mazzilli. He's there. 1 down. Couldn't bunt with him. Bob Boone, 11. Tough. Tough 26. Tough 26 is line base hit. And Schmidt's going to go, he's going to stop at second base. He's going to stop at second base, but I will double check to center field. Mazzilli's arm in center field is a 6. I'll put him on third base. So a 6. And Schmidt, I believe, runs at a 7 clip. So you know what? We're going to do it. Let's see what we pull. A 10. A 10. So he is out at third. Mazzilli guns him down. So I got to redo that whole thing. Single. And there goes Schmidt trying to third. A throw from Mazzilli right on target and the tag. And he is out at third base. Schmidt is thrown out by Lee Hollywood Mazzilli. 8-5 if you're scoring at home. And Boone is on at first with 2 outs now. Gary Maddox, 5. Ballpark, 0-1. That's wheelhouse against the lefty. 0-3. That's a deep drive to left field. Back goes Youngblood to track, to the wall. That's out of here. Gary Maddox connects for the Phillies, gives the Phillies a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 11th, just when the Mets thought that they were out of trouble. It was not meant to be. Larry Boa now, 9. Tough 45 against a lefty. That's going to be a hard hit ground ball again to Maddox. Maddox up with it, fires the first, and that retires the side. But the Phillies pick up 2 runs on the 2-run home run by Gary Maddox. That was an exciting inning. Tug McGraw is facing John Stearns in the bottom half of the 11th inning. It's 4-2 Phillies. So the Mets at 3 more outs. 8, ballpark. 67, that's in play. 64. And that's a ground ball, second base. Manny Trio picks it up, throws out Stearns, hustling down the line. Joe Youngblood, 5. Patient 95. And that's going to be a fly ball, left field. Back goes Anderson, makes a catch. 2 out. And it's Ed Kranepool. That's from the left side. That's a 10. That's tough. A tough 31. A tough 31 is a strikeout. Ball game over. Ball game over. Andy Hassler is going to take the loss for the Mets. So Andy Hassler takes the loss for the Mets. And the win is going to go to Tug McGraw. You got to believe. Yes, sirree. And that's a ball game, folks. That's payoff pitch. I'll give you the line score. It was 11-inning ball game. Pretty exciting towards the end there. Mets thought they were out of trouble there when they threw out Schmidt going to third. But it was not meant to be. The next batter, Gary Maddox, launched one into left field seats. and it bounced into the parking lot. So the line score was the Phillies 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 7 left on base. The Mets 2 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and 7 left on base. And that's all she wrote for tonight's game, Payoff Pitch. Now I got to visit a convention tomorrow, it's a wargaming convention, and game boarding convention, miniature convention. And I'm supposed to take a bunch of stuff to see if I can sell it, because it's very hard to sell on eBay. I say I'm going to sell it on eBay every year, and I never do that. So I'm supposed to go to tomorrow to do that, but I got to leave like at 6 in the morning. So I don't know if that's going to happen. But anyway, I'm going to play another game. I'm learning deep drive baseball. And I'm going to play the 2019. I'm playing the 29th season of deep drive baseball. I don't know that I will broadcast anything more. I will not. I doubt I'll stream any more this weekend, and probably next week I'll stream another game. But I streamed a couple of games today, a couple of payoff pitch games. I got a lot of different sets out. I got my Strat set out. I got my deep drive set out. I got my APA set out, and I got my payoff pitch set out. So I got 4 different sets out and ready to play. I got my box of replay baseball that I got to get to eventually. And that's it. That's CP Cards and Dice, having a blast, rolling and de-stressing here in San Antonio, Texas. So I bid you all farewell, and remember to root for the Mets, and let's go Mets. Take care, guys.